Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. Today's video is my fantasy K-drama Rex. I asked you guys over on Twitter, and along with fantasy book Rex, you wanted fantasy drama Rex, so you asked and I am delivering. I have assembled a variety of 6 different fantasy shows that I think you guys will enjoy. First up is W. If you watched my review for Oh My Ghostess, you will have heard me mention this one. Our main character, Yeonju, is a surgeon. Her father writes a webtoon called W, but he goes missing when he's writing the latest chapter of it. She goes to her father's office to try and find him, obviously, and she is quite shocked when she gets there to see a bloodied Kang-chol, the main character of W, on her father's monitor. She's even more shocked when a hand reaches out of the monitor and pulls her right into the world of the webtoon. She finds herself on the roof of a building. This guy is bleeding out. He is dying. She saves him, and then it turns out he is the main character of W, Kang-chol. She later discovers that she can only enter and leave the world of the webtoon depending on Kang-chol's feelings. I personally really enjoyed this drama. I love the switches between the real world and the webtoon world and the differences. I loved the cast of characters. There's a lot going on in this one. Obviously, we have the whole mystery of why is she being pulled into the drama? How is she switching between the two? They are both being hunted by the antagonists. And, you know, obviously, the webtoon is coming to life. And some of the characters are not staying where they belong in the webtoon and are coming into the real world, which is a bit of a problem. Some parts are a bit cheesy and cliche, but overall I did have a lot of fun watching this. I thought it was entertaining. It's definitely bingeable. I just got completely engrossed in it and hoping that everything would turn out okay, and there were some shock plot twists that kept me on the edge of my seat, and the cast were completely brilliant. It has Lee Jong-suk in it. Next up is Bride of Harbeck. The narcissistic water god Harbeck visits our world in search of a stone that is powerful enough to help him take his throne. He seeks out the help of his servant and destined bride, psychiatrist Soa. After something one of her ancestors did, her family has been fated to serve the water god for generations. Thing is, she kinda has no belief in gods and she initially mistakes him as a lunatic suffering from delusions. Things get harder for Harbeck when the wind god and the water goddess show up to complicate things and try and stop him from achieving his goal. Just putting this out there, but Nam Joo-hyuk totally works that long wig. Can't lie. Honestly, this drama's a bit of a weird one for me because I found it funny, but it also had some moments that were really sad and emotional, and I did actually choke up at one point. I liked Harbeck as a character and how he grew and how he changed. I liked how the romance and the relationship developed. I liked the moments they had and the interactions. I liked how it ended. I enjoyed the OST. I felt it was nicely paced, and you know, me being me, I really enjoyed the mythology to it as well. Legend of the Blue Sea. I was going to use the synopsis that's online, but from what I remember from watching it, it's wrong, so ignore it. Our main female lead is a mermaid called Shim Chung. She is the reincarnation of a mermaid called Sohwa, who is from the Joseon era. She was in love with a nobleman's son. His name was Kim Moon, but their love story ended tragically. In the modern day, Shim Chung ends up meeting Junjae, who is a charming yet cold con artist and who is, you know, you guessed it, the reincarnation of Kim Moon. Junjae works with Namdoo, who is basically his mentor and has guided him into being a genius scammer. Shim Chung has to learn to survive in our world. There are rules, and there is someone hunting her. This is a solid drama. It's like a mashup of The Little Mermaid and Splash. If any of you guys have ever seen that film, I recently got it on DVD, so I'm gonna rewatch it. So as we go throughout the series, we see what's happening in the present, then we flash back to the past and piece together what happened to their past selves, and obviously they're not the only ones that have reincarnated. And then in the modern day we have the whole falling in love with the human. We also have Junjae's evil stepmother, who is out to be a dickhead. I really love the cast for this. Junjae's little group of criminals were completely brilliant. I thought the differences between them and the way they interacted was really nicely done. They had interesting personalities. Shim Chung was completely hilarious. The actress played her completely brilliantly. I really enjoyed the mermaid mythology they went with and all the little details they threw in there. I liked the costumes in the historical aspect of it. I liked how they linked past and the present. There is action, there is suspense, as well as the romance and the historical flashbacks. Next up is Faith, and once again I am changing the official synopsis that is on my drama list because, you know, it's just not that great. Anyway, basically the Empress, like 700 years in the past, gets really badly injured, and if she dies it's a really, really bad thing for the Emperor. Gonna put him in quite a difficult position, and you know, the doctor they have with them can't really save her, so they need someone who can. They send General Choi, who is a Goryeo-era bodyguard, to the 21st century to seek a doctor to help them. He finds Eunsu and basically kidnaps her and drags her back to the past. He does promise to return her, but things do not go as planned and she ends up stuck in the past. General Choi is smart yet naive. He basically never smiles, and of course he faces conflicts with Eunsu, who is, you know, a modern day woman and not really loving how some things are done back in Goryeo. I ended up completely loving this drama. Yes, it can be cheesy. Yes, it can be cliche. Yes, some of the wigs are quite questionable, but it's honestly so much fun and I found it hilarious. It's an older one, so obviously it's more low quality compared to others that are on this list, but I still think you guys should give it a chance. I found myself binge watching this one and completely obsessed with it. I loved the OST for it. I liked the costumes, I liked the fight scenes. It did surprise me a lot as well because I wasn't expecting the bad guys to have powers. Didn't see that coming. Plus, there is an interesting mystery because there are medical tools there that should not be there, and there is stuff left behind that should not be there. So there's kind of that going along with her whole how do I get back home dilemma and the romance. But yeah, this is honestly such a cracking series. Strong Woman Do Bong Soon. This was the second ever drama that I ever watched because I watched Hwarang. That was the first drama I ever watched. And obviously Park Hyung-sik is absolutely beautiful. So I watched his other drama because why not? Our main character is Bong Soon. She's petite, she's tiny, she's honest, she's kind, and she is also super scarily strong. Basically, in her family, generations of the women in her family have been gifted with a Herculean strength to use it for good, but if they use it for their own gain, it gets taken away. As for our male lead, Min-hyuk, he is the CEO of a popular gaming company called Einsoft. He is childish, good looking, obviously, because he's played by Hyung-sik. He's being threatened by an unknown enemy and he doesn't trust the police, and he comes across these gang members trying to bully Bong Soon, and he witnesses her power for himself and he asks her to be his bodyguard and she agrees. Poor old Min-hyuk basically falls in love with her at first sight, but unfortunately for him, she has feelings for her childhood friend who is a police officer. So we have an unknown threat going after Min-hyuk. We have Bong Soon trying to protect him. We have a love triangle. We have a series of kidnappings going on, and we have Bong Soon deciding whether she should use her powers for good and to stop the evil, or whether to hide from the world. This series is honestly so much fun, mostly because Min-hyuk is completely freaking extra. Like, I can't even. He's just so adorable, so hilarious, so cute, and he's totally boyfriend goals, if I'm honest. Not gonna lie. I love the mix of the romance along with the fantasy element and her strength, and then the straight up Criminal Minds style mystery that was going on. There's so much humour to this along with the serious moments. It's also kind of creepy when it shows the kidnapper dude. There's lots of action as well, and there's obviously suspense, and there is the romance, and I feel like it develops really nicely. I really liked how the love triangle was done. I liked how it was resolved, and it's got the right amount of ridiculousness to it, like, you know, Bong Soon thinking Min-hyuk's gay for Jisoo, which was endlessly hilarious to me, especially the drinking scene when they were drunk. And finally, we have Moon Lovers Scarlet Heart Ryo. When a total eclipse of the sun happens, 21st century woman Harjin finds herself transported back in time to the Goryeo dynasty. She wakes up in the body of Haesoo, who is an aristocrat. She is the cousin of Lady Hae, who is married to the 8th prince, obviously one of the sons of the emperor. It is not long before she is friends with several of the princes, who find her carefree and exuberant attitude refreshing. But she soon finds herself involved in palace intrigues and a struggle for the throne. This is adapted from a Chinese novel. There is a Chinese live action of this series. There's actually 2 seasons for that one because, you know, the Chinese did the fans in China a solid and gave them a 2nd season to wrap everything up, but we were left with nothing. Anyway, the cast is really brilliant. There's a lot of big names in it. There's Lee Jung-gi, there's Nam Joo-hyuk, there's Jisoo, there's Kang Han-nul, there is IU, there is Baekhyun from EXO. Who am I forgetting? I really like the settings. I liked the OST. The costumes are beautiful. There's some really great action scenes. There's lots of political intrigues and struggles and lots of plotting, and I really loved the romance between So and Soo. And while I fully acknowledge that this may not be the most perfect drama ever, I do really enjoy watching this one, at least up until a certain point, because now when I rewatch it I know what's coming. Although, you know, I think I'm going to cut myself off at a certain episode whenever I rewatch it, because PSA, the ending is bloody, it is brutal, and it is absolutely freaking heartbreaking, and I actually bawled my eyes out the first time I watched this drama. The second time, I held it in and I was strong. This one, you just need to be prepared that it is a tragic ending and it is not a happy ending, and it is probably the saddest one on this list, but it's still one of my favourites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found a new drama to watch, and I really hope you guys will check out some of these dramas. I really love all of them for different reasons. I think I've gathered a nice variety. Let me know down below if you've watched any of these dramas, which one is your favourite. I will link all of my social media down below. Feel free to subscribe for more similar content, and I will see you guys next video.